Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Nick here. Hope you've been enjoying Tenant Month, or Tenant Months, actually, on the Whoniversals lately, even though we've only posted like 2 videos and a third's been almost finished. But we've got some more coming, hopefully, soon, and we've got next month as well. So, yeah, Tenant Months will continue. But I hope you've been enjoying what we've done so far, and I hope you enjoy what we've got coming up. But today I wanted to do this video about the entertainment ranking of the 50 best Doctor Who episodes of the modern era, 2005 onwards, which was posted on Thursday, the 23rd of April 2026 at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, which would be about 4 p.m. in the UK. With British summertime, it's about a 5-hour difference. So this caused a little bit of a stir on X, formerly known as Twitter, with Doctor Who fans responding very negatively to this article ranking the top 50 episodes, and it is actually episodes of the revival, not stories. It was 2-parters accounted as 2 episodes, 50 episodes since the revival in 2005 with Rose, and a lot of people on Twitter not being very happy, including some people who were like, oh, where are all the classics? If you include the classics, there would only be like 5 New Who stories on this list. To which I would say, firstly, it says modern stories. That's 2005 onwards, so they're not counting the classics. That could be a list for another time. And secondly, that's an over-exaggeration because there's loads of brilliant stories in Modern Who. So I think a list of everything, a top 50 Doctor Who episodes or stories, if it's Classic Who, because I don't know if they would do the individual episodes or stories for the New Who, but top 50 for everything since 1963, everything, would be more mixed than 45 or so stories being Classic Who, 5 being New Who, or 45 being New Who, 5 being Classic. It's not that bias. It would be more of a balance. It might not necessarily be 50-50, 25 each, but it might be, there'd be more of a balance, maybe 20-30 or something. Either way. So, Classic fans, 1, it's New Who only for this list. Classics might get another list. And 2, don't over-exaggerate. You know full well the list is not going to be that biased in either direction. We good? Well, not too bad. But if we are good, excellent. Fantastic, even. Some of the other negatives were more, ew, why is there some chibnall stories? Ew, there's too much 13-15 love. All those people. Look, if you don't like a certain era, fair enough, but you don't have to be a dick about it. But most of the people just seem to be genuine, like, really, that story's on this list? Really, that one above the other one? Really? This is the list, really? Now, when I first read this, I thought it said something about them holding polls and people would pick episodes, and this is the list that was the finalized out of that, but rereading the first little bits of the article, it doesn't say that. So this really could be just something the 3 writers of the thing, Clark Collis, Dana Swartz, and Darren Franch. I do apologize if I botched those names. This could be just their list compiled together, which is fine. We do that on YouTube all the time, or other social medias. Fans come together and they'll rank or put in tier lists their rankings of the episodes, the stories, etc. That's all fine. This is just people coming together, publishing it on a somewhat news, not necessarily news article kind of thing, some article thing on web article. We'll go with that web article thing. But this is personal opinion for the 3 people doing the article, so let's go through this, and if people did vote for these stories being on this list, then that's also okay. This is the result, so let's jump into it. I'll try and be as quick as I can with this. I won't read through all of the things, although it does seem that other people are having some other people are having input on these episode descriptions written in the article as well, like Kevin Jacobson for the first 2 on this list, numbers 50 and 49 respectively. So again, there might be some other guest contributors on here, but we'll go through each one and I'll try and speed run so we're not here too long, whilst also giving each episode or episodes, like I said, two parts counted together, their fair dues. I don't remember if the Series 3 finale is on here. If that is, then that's 3 episodes. Okay, so starting off with number 50, we have The Well from 2025. One of the most recent episodes at time of recording. In fact, at time of recording, I think we've just had the year anniversary of Lux. I think the year anniversary of The Well. I'm recording this on Saturday 25th, by the way. So I think the anniversary... Oh, that's tomorrow then. So the anniversary of The Well's tomorrow at time of recording. So that episode is a year old tomorrow at time of recording. This video will go out afterwards. So, yes, this episode is just a year old. Almost at time of recording. More so after the video comes out. So yeah, The Well. That's a good choice for top 50. I mean, well, how many episodes have there been in the revival so far? I think at least coming up to 200. I think. I'm just going to do some quick maths here quickly. Apparently, it's 195, and if you count the animated specials, which this list won't be, it would be 197. So we're 5 episodes away from the big 200 individual episodes of the revival. And I think we must be on the approach to 900 overall. I think we're at 892, not including the individual episodes of Shada due to not being broadcast. So anyway, out of the 195 episodes on, so we're down to like almost like the top quarter almost. Yeah, well, that's a good one to be on top 50 out of 195. Moving on to number 49 is a surprising choice, but a welcome one in my opinion. The Power of the Doctor. Jodie Whittaker's last episode, broadcasting in 2022. 2025. I could even give you the months. Well was April. Power of the Doctor, October of their respective years. Yeah. Now, I think Power of the Doctor is a good episode. It's not perfect, but I do think it's a good one. I think it's the best of the New Who regeneration stories post Christopher Eccleston. Of course, Basil Parting Ways is the best one overall. Sorry, Kaiser Androzani fans. Sorry, War Games fans. But in my opinion, the Series 1 finale is the best regeneration story. Kaiser is a very close second, though. But out of the revival ones since then, Power is my personal favourite. Unless we're talking, we count Day of the Doctor, in which case that shoots all the way to number 1. But count main number Doctors only, Power is my second favourite for New Who. So I'm happy for this to be in the top 50. I know it's not perfect, but yeah. And another episode that I'm happy to see in the top 50 is my personal favourite Jodie episode. Power would come 7th, I think. If I was counting 2 episodes of Flux, which are in my top 5 individually, as opposed to being part of Flux. If I don't count those 2 individually, those being parts 2 and 4, by the way. If I wasn't able to count those individually, then Power probably would be number 5 of my 13th Doctor ranking. But as it is, it's number 7. But yeah, my favourite episode from her era is Demons of the Punjab from November 2018. That's from Series 11, Well Series 15, or Season 2 of the Bad Wolf era. How the Doctor, a Series 13 special. So Demons of the Punjab at 48. Very well done. Okay, people saying that there's too much love for Jodie and Ncuti. I think they're more talking about this back half of this, because I know the top half, which is another criticism of Twitter, is that there was a lot of love for Series 1 to 5 at the front half. So, well, in that case, Jodie and Ncuti fans, enjoy this this back end whilst it lasts. And also fans of the 2010 stories, because next up in 47th and 46th is World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls from Series 10, broadcast June and July 2017, respectively. Wait, really? Hang on a second. Wait, are you telling me... Hold on. Entertainment Weekly, are you telling me that after Battle and Parting of Ways, the second best series finale of the revival is only 47th and 46th on this list? The second best season finale of the revival, and one of the best ever. In fact, I'm struggling to think of a classic series one that comes into competition. Maybe Inferno. Yeah, but I think it's better than Inferno. Don't shoot me. Unless you're a Capaldi fan, in which case, come and kiss me. Well, I'm not being serious. But, you like one, dislike what you like. Fans of both can probably do both. People who dislike both can do both. In the reverse. I'm waffling now, but you're basically telling me that one of the best two-parters ever, one of the best stories. And I think this might be like spoiler alert for a possible top stories ranking of my own in the future. I think this is a contender for my top 10, not top 5, but I think it would be the bottom half. So yeah, definitely top 10, if not maybe 15. So yeah, definitely a contender for top 10, maybe 15 if it doesn't quite make it in. But one of the best series finales ever, second best of the revival, joint second best 2 episodes of Peter Capaldi's era, like second best story, so joint second best episodes. And yeah, well, probably slightly better than Doctor Falls, but if we were being picky. But yeah, two of the best episodes of Peter Capaldi's run, 2 of the top 3, joint second best story, and it's like 47 and 46 on this list. Okay, so this is where we start getting into controversial territory, because this isn't even second highest rated Peter Capaldi story on this list. I'd be worried if it was actually, and it's this low down. But obviously the best one, in my opinion, is still to come, and we're actually going to discuss something with that actually when we get there. But there's more 12th Doctor's episodes on this list, thankfully. But yeah, what many fans consider the second best 12th Doctor story, one of the best stories of the whole show, and DWM's second highest rated story after the first highest rated Peter Capaldi story, Heaven Sent. They even in Doctor Who magazine, this came second, not just for Peter Capaldi's one, but then when the whole list came out later, it still ended up being second place overall out of all 300 stories as of 2020, before the Starbeast aired. Mind you, they did sort of cheat a bit with the top 43 by getting people to vote the top 3 of each Doctor and the TV movies. So that's why Genesis of the Daleks goes from second best Tom Baker in the individual Doctors lists to back to being the best Tom Baker one when all the stories are ranked. So it goes back from second to, because it ends up being number 3 overall, which it wouldn't have been if they just calculated all the scores normally. So that was a bit of a cheat. That was a cheat to get Genesis of the Daleks back into the top 3, in my opinion. Keeping it post after it won in 1998, and then ever since then it's been third or top 3 at the very least. So that was a cheat to get it back into the top 3, in my opinion. But Woken Up in Time, Dr. Falls came second on that list, behind Heaven Sent. So yeah, it clearly shows this story has a lot of love. If it goes as far as being second, not just for the Peter Capaldi ranking, but overall stories ranking for Doctor Who magazine in their most recent poll. And it only ends up being 46, 47 on here. Again, personal opinions and all, but yeah, that's surprising. And we got a Peter Capaldi straight our way. Next, number 45 is Deep Breath from August 2014, airing in the Series 8 opener. We go from, well, it was going to be the last Peter Capaldi story, but it ended up being the penultimate. We now go to the first of his stories. Deep Breath ranks above it. Deep Breath, in my opinion, is my least favourite of the New Who post-regeneration stories. It's still good. I still like it. A little bit long. I don't think it needed to be 75 minutes. I think it could have been fine as an hour. Even 65 minutes. But it's good. It's not better than Woken Up in Time and the Doctor Falls, and I think I would actually put all the other stories on this list so far above it. So, yeah, interesting choice. But I know it's got quite a few fans. So, yeah, it's a good one. For start, I wouldn't put it above its finale, the Series 10 finale. I wouldn't put it above Demons of the Punjab for definite. And I probably wouldn't put it above Power of the Doctor or well either. Number 44, interesting choice, Fugitive of the Dragoon, from January 2020, the 5th episode of Series 12, and the first episode to feature Jo Martin as the Fugitive Doctor. So this episode is significant mostly for that, as well as also the return of Captain Jack, but we won't talk about that. I wouldn't have put this one this high up. This actually did end up being the highest rating episode of Jodie Whittaker's run in the Doctor Who magazine poll. So I guess people were still on the hype train of Jo Martin's reveal then, because there were, I personally, I know a lot of other people would rank other episodes above this one, not just out of hatred, Doctor hate, this episode's crap, so I'm going to give it a very low score. No. I mean, proper people, even if they aren't fans of the year, proper people giving proper scores and proper reviews, etc. The people who actually like the show, even if they're not really that fond of the era or the episodes, but they're at least gonna be professional or at least sensible. So yeah, anyway, the proper people, the sensible people, I know quite a few of them would take most of the other episodes above this one, some episodes above it. But yeah, it ended up being the highest rated Jodie episode in DWM, which in 2023, which is interesting. Which again could be because of the whole hype train surrounding the Fugitive Doctor reveal. But I'm not going to say it's a bad story. It's not a bad story. It's good. It doesn't even go off the rails when we get the reveals. It's not perfect, but it's good. It's interesting they put it above Deep Breath. I would put it above Deep Breath, but I'm surprised they've put it above Deep Breath, which they've put above World Enough and Time Dr. Fools, which I would not take this above World Enough and Time Dr. Fools. That, again, like I said, that's a contender for top 10 stories for everything, for me. The fact they put this above one of the stories I would put in my top 10 or top 15 stories, out of over 300 stories, nearly 9, and 2 episodes out of nearly 9, out of placement depending, out of nearly 900. That is it's interesting. That's for me overall. This list is just New Who, as I mentioned. Number 43. This is the one that I think most people got really pissed at. I think I could see a lot of people getting really pissed at this one being this low. The Waters of Mars, from the 2008 to 10 specials, airing in November 2009. And yeah, I would probably be... I think this is an amazing episode as well, so I think this one should also be higher. So yeah, I probably would be more pissed if this was... I think it is in my top 10 10th Doctor stories. I think there's more I like above it. Not many. I think it might come 5th or 6th overall. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think I'd be more passionately pissed. I think it's because I've had a bit of a awkward relationship with this story, where after seeing it like first couple of times and whatnot, afterwards I probably, like with Midnight, I didn't really like it for a few years, and then when it came round to doing the reviews back in 2020 for Series 4 you can check that out on the Retro Channel, fucking loved it, mate. Fucking loved it. I mean, not as much as maybe everybody else, but I still gave it a 10 out of 10 and called it the best of the specials in the ranking. And like I said, top 10 for the 10th Doctor stories. I don't know where I would rank it in comparison to the Series 4 stories at present, but I think it would definitely join Science and Library, Forest of the Dead, Midnight, Turn Left, and Planet of the Ood in the top 5. Stolen Enough Journey's End, and Voyage of the Damned. Stolen Enough Journey's End, I think, just about misses out on that top 5. So I think it would probably push one of those. I think probably would push Voyage out, but I'm not sure which one it would go above. It might even go above all of them, to be honest. Series 4 is so good. Just watch Series 4. Waters of Mars. This episode... okay, I can see what the next 2 episodes, it's a joint position, is next, 42 and 41. And yeah, I think I'm more annoyed about what's next rather than the fact that Waters of Mars is this low down. Numbers 42 and 41. Dark Water and Death in Heaven from Series 8, broadcasting in November 2014. The Series 8 finale. These aren't really great episodes. These are 2 of the weakest series finale episodes. Yeah, of New Who at least. No, actually, I think I would say overall as well. Definitely for New Who. Um, yeah, apart from the series 10's finale, all of them since series 7 haven't been that great, apart from the ones for the specials, in my opinion, and to a lesser extent, I'd actually quite like the Vanquishers, but I understand the problems, and it isn't really a very satisfying finale to Flux. But out of the series post Series 7, after Series 10, that would be my favourite, not including the specials, because the two specials mini-series for Jodie and David Tennant, 14th Doctor, which, spoiler alert, there's no 14th Doctor stories on this list, and there was at least one major contender for the list that you would expect to be on the list, so that is a surprise, which was Wild Blue Yonder, by the way. Wild Blue Yonder is not on this list, because I've already read this article. I've gone through it already. I've read it already, so I'm just doing this for the video. Wild Blue Yonder's not on the list. Leave Us the Starbeast with the giggles. There's no 14th Doctor on here. I think that's the first. I'm going to mention that now. That's the first surprise of I might mention a few others later, but that's the first surprise I'm going to mention is that there's no Wild Blue Yonder, or any 14th Doctor for that matter. So yeah, but anyway, back to the point. Yeah, Dark Water definitely it's got its moments. I'm not going to lie. It's got its moments, but it's not great. I mean, I've done a review on my main channel for that. But yeah, there's quite a few issues with that one. I don't have time to really go through them, pros and cons of every story right now. But yeah, I can see why people got so pissed. Waters of Mars got so low. Sticking with Capaldi. So what was that again about? Lots of 13th and 15th Doctor love, guys. Face the Raven from Series 9, broadcast November 2015, at number 40. Now, if it wasn't for the fact we've had better episodes already on this list, I would be saying that's fine. Absolutely fine. But we've had better episodes on this list so far, both before and after this episode aired, so more so after. Like I said, we've had the second best Capaldi story already, both in my opinion and, by the sounds of it, the general fans' consensus. We've had the best 13th Doctor story as voted by readers of Doctor Who magazine, and we've had the 13th Doctor episode that, in my opinion, is the best of the era, and we've had the fan favourite, The Waters of Mars, on top of some other fairly well-received episodes, or some that are mixed, but still fairly liked by some people. But yeah, Face the Raven. It's a good choice, but like I said, we've had better episodes already on the list, so I'm just going to say, good choice, and probably a decent placement. It's just that there was better before and there will be better after. But not the next one. Number 39. What? Really? You would put this one above Face the Raven? Twice Upon a Time, the 2017 Christmas special that followed Series 10. Peter Capaldi's final story. Really? You're putting this above the finale from Series 10? Okay, well, maybe it's one of those, maybe it's one of the fans who actually does like Twice Upon a Time. There's some stands of that story out there, maybe mostly because of their Capaldi or Moffat stands, but you know, there's fans of that story out there. But really, 39th out of 195, and it's above the Series 10 finale, and also Waters of Mars. Really? Okay. Number 38, a bit more of a consensus, more preferred choice before recent real life developments, and now we probably don't really want to acknowledge it much now. The Doctor's Wife from 2011, airing in May that year. Not on my birthday. That was the next episode, which thankfully is not on this list, but it's still better than the one that came afterwards. The immediate following episode after that, which was even worse. But yeah, Doctor's Wife from Series 6. Now, this was my favourite episode of Series 6. I think I would still stand by that. I know people aren't as fond of it now as they were back then, and even less so now with the revealment about the writer and certain things. I think Nightmare in Silver, the opinion of that story's gone way down way quickly. But now that those revelations have come out, it's probably tanked even more. By the way, Nightmare in Silver I don't think is on this list either, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that was my favourite episode of Series 6, but so I'm glad for its placement. I don't know about 38. I mean, maybe I would have put it high. I haven't really calculated my own list, to be honest. I'm just saying what I feel. But thankfully it is above Twice Upon a Time. And number 37, we're back to Capaldi. Sorry, hang on. People were saying there was too much love for Jodie Whittaker and Ncuti Gatwa on this list. Did you just read the top 10, the bottom 10? 50 to 40? Because we've got a lot of Peter Capaldi love here at the moment. Thin Ice from Series 10, airing April 2017. That's coming up to being about 9 years old now, I think, if it hasn't already. This is a great episode. I don't know if I would put it above Doctor's Wife, but it is definitely a really good one. I think apart from the Series 10 finale, I think it would go above the other 12 Doctor stories on this list so far. But yeah, it's a really good one. Don't sleep on Thin Ice. It's really good, really enjoyable. Series 10's opening couple of episodes, excluding I think each episode is better than the previous as it goes on. That was really great. The first 5 episodes are each one is better than the previous, and it's really good, really great up to Oxygen. On to number 36, which is Amy's Choice from Series 5, airing in May 2010. Happy to see this one on this list. I don't think I would have put it above some of the ones we've had before. Might be on a similar placement as Thin Ice. Actually, no, I think I might take this one above Thin Ice. Back to back. Oh, that's probably, for now, that's fine. That's good with me. Number 35 and number 34, sticking with Matt Smith, The Pandorica Opens and The Big Bang from June 2010, airing as part of Series 5. The Series 5 finale, so that's good. That's on here, because that episode depends who you ask, it's kind of mixed response. On one hand, you'll get people who really like it or love it. I'm one of those. Other people aren't really that fond of it or don't really like it. It's a bit of a mixed episode, mixed response story. In the case of Entertainment article, it gets its dues by being 35 and 34 on this top 50 list. Moving on to number 33, sticking with Matt Smith again. So that's 4 Matt Smiths in a row, 3 because of the 3 slots because of the joint position. Power of 3. I think this is the surprise. This is the surprising one. Power of 3. Not only is it here, but it's 33. It's above the Series 10 finale. It's above The Waters of Mars. It's above Amy's Choice. It's above Thin Ice. It's above Demons of the Punjab. It's above Fugitive of the Jadoon. It's above The Well. I wouldn't even have expected this one to crack the top 100. Most fans probably wouldn't. Now, it's had a bit of a rocky kind of production history, especially for the third act. It's a good episode. It's a fun episode. But I don't think it's quite top 50 of New Who worthy, and I'm surprised it made it this high. Maybe they did a Series 7A episode, so they picked this one. Thank God they didn't do a Sign Up for the Daleks. I think that one's not on this list, so thank fuck. Number 32, Tooth and Claw, another episode that reception of episode depends on who you are. Some people think it's great, some people think it's awful. I think it's great. Yeah. I think it's really good. One of the best from Series 2. It's the real proper beginning to Series 2 after New Earth. And also, happy 20th anniversary to this episode. Just on Wednesday, I think it was. The Wednesday just gone at time of filming. School Reunions is next at time of recording. Might be nearer to the time of the video going out, or maybe Gone in the Fireplaces will be. But yeah, Tooth and Claw at 32. I think that's a good placement for it. I don't know if I would have put it higher or not. But I think for right now, it's a good placement. Oh, speaking of School Reunion, that's next, number 31. I think I would put School Reunion below Tooth and Claw, but I know, again, it depends on who you ask, and yeah, so I think these two back to back is probably a good thing for now. And yeah, also April 2006, Series 2 broadcast. Yeah, like I said, next episode to have its 20th anniversary. I was going to say, we haven't had a Christopher Eccleston one yet, which is good because we got ones of him coming up later on, so in the top part of the list. So we got Eccleston episodes further up in the higher part of the list. Number 30, Last Christmas, the 2014 Christmas special, airing after Series 8, but counts as part of Series 9. Right, okay, first of all, I'm going to say I'm glad this one is above Twice Upon a Time as regards to 12 Doctor Christmas specials, although I don't think the other two are on this list, which is disappointing because those two, in my opinion, are better. Return Doctor Mysterious is my personal favourite. It's an interesting choice for top 30, let alone top 50. But hey, it's a good mix of horror and Christmas fun. Christmas, jolly Christmas Santa Claus stuff mixed in with Alien and Inception stuff. It's I wouldn't say it's really good, but it does mix the elements together well. Number 29, The Time of the Doctor, the 2013 Christmas special, so the one the year before. Now, I think this is a very good tribute episode to Matt Smith's 11th Doctor. It's a very good one for him to go out on, but it's not perfect. It's still got its flaws, like the whole naked Doctor church thing, and why the Weeping Angels there? You don't need them. The Sontaran cameo was fun, but the Weeping Angels were pointless, except for that bit in the mirror, the one where the Doctor tricks him to look himself into a mirror. That stays. That could stay. That's good. Yeah, and there's a bit too much emphasis on the Christmas dinner stuff with Clara thing. I think the episode really needs to focus on the Trenzalore stuff, and it should either have been a two-parter or as long as Day of the Doctor and End of Time Part 2. Interestingly, that's how long Deep Breath is, and I think that episode should have been nearer to the length of time of the Doctor. Those episodes need to swap their run times, or go for 65, 70 minutes, respectively. Or 70, 65, respectively. So yeah, I think it should have been a bit longer, 70, 75 minutes, or a two-parter. Because I think 1 hour, squeezing in all of the stuff for the final 11th Doctor story, wrapping up all of his arcs, and doing all the other little things for this episode, like the Christmas dinner, and the silly naked Doctor jokes, and the Weeping Angels in the snow thing, and all the stuff with the villagers, which is great, and it builds the world. And, if you had more time or an extra episode, you could maybe develop some more of that, like Barnacle being maybe a surrogate companion, or have more time with Handles, or we get to see more of the monsters coming to invade. Not just the Dalek Sidemen and Weeping Angels in that one cameo from the Sontarans, and also, they're not invading, but the Silents are also there. So that's another monster in there. But, you could have a few more of the monsters in there. Crack it open. Dave the Doctor, you just had Daleks and Zygons. Crack open. You've got these monsters here. Crack open the storage cupboards, and this could be this could be another part of the 50th anniversary celebrations, as well as a big tribute to the 11th Doctor. But as it stands, it's good, but I think it could have had some improvements. I would still, again, probably say... Would I say it's one of the better regeneration stories of New Who? I think it's in the middle. Number 28, sticking with 11th Doctor, The Girl Who Waited from Series 6, airing in September 2011. Yes, this is a very good choice for top 50 of New Who, and it's definitely a strong contender for one of the best of the 11th Doctor. So I think this placement is probably very good for this episode. Again, though, we've had better... Actually, no, have we? Have I had an 11th Doctor episode that I would say... Actually, yeah, Pandorica opens Big Bang. But that's me, personally. I know this episode is also really popular as well, so you know what? Yeah, I think this is in a good spot. Number 27, 42 from Series 3, airing May 2007. Now, some people on Twitter saying, "Ew, Chibnall stories, they should be on the list." I don't know if they're talking about Chibnall era stories, or any episode written by him, or any other episode written by him in his era. I'm prepared to accept any of those, and I'm prepared to say It's your opinion, but I disagree. And if Entertainment think a Chibnall episode or a Chibnall era episode is deserving to be on the list, it's going on the list, whether you like it or not, as the Sixth Doctor says in The Twin Dilemma, Part 4. Besides, 42 is really good. I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's amazing. I think it's on my weaker end of Series 3, but Series 3 is amazing. I don't think there's any bad episodes. The worst is a 7 out of 10, and I think that's the Dalek two-parter. I think I gave this one an 8. So, yeah. And that includes Infinite Quest as well, by the way. So, yeah, 42. Awesome. Watch it. You know, it's actually really good. Don't watch it. You might find that hard to believe, you anti-Chibnall people, but you know what? Tough. Tough. I mean, if other people think otherwise, well, that's their opinion. So, yeah. If Entertainment wants 42 on this list, fair. I don't think I would put it this high, personally. I don't think it would be 27th. But I don't know if it would be a contender for top 50. Like I said, it's towards the bottom of Series 3's list. So that would be about middle or above the middle for David Tennant. But it's still really good, so I'm not complaining. A story that is, however, very, very popular and is really, really good. And I think I did rank this second of the Series 3 ranking. And I think even second of the David Tennant ranking as well. Is the very next story, Human Nature and the Family of Blood at joint 26 and 25. What is it with these David Tennant episodes being back-to-back all of a sudden? Human Nature and Family of Blood. Now, to be fair, I know a lot of people probably would want it to be top 5. Or top 10, or whatever the bloody placements are, because it's listed together, like joint, like 26 and 25. It's 2 placements. But, you know, top 5 or 10. Let's say that. I know a lot of people would want it. Some people would even want it to be top 2. And it has to be top 2 because, again, placement, ordering things. So it has to be top 2. Not number 1. 1 and 2. Okay? I know, it's confusing, but still. I know a lot of people would want it to be top 10, top 5, 1 and 2. But yeah, with 26, 25 is halfway down the list. Exactly halfway. I would say it probably deserves to be a little bit higher. Top 20 at least. Probably top 15. Again, individual episodes. So again, if I was going stories, it probably would definitely be top 15. Maybe even contending for 10. Definitely 15. But as it's episodes, then I think above 20 or ending or 20 to 21 at the worst. But midway through the list is fine. I think the thing would be more is what episodes would come above it. What's the top 24? I think that's more of the worry for this story rather than its placements.